the initial bait up, so exactly the same as any normal bait up really, Rob, isn't it?
Pretty much, it's
But
sounded.
That's the key.
Yeah, well,
that's what you think the key.
Over the years I've used cool boxes, cool bags, ice packs, everything icy, but nowadays I've got a stainless steel vacuum flask, and I just leave, I just leave that in the freezer like that. Well, actually I don't, I'm telling you right, I leave it open like that in the freezer.
Yeah. And
then all I do is just how many sandals, lamps or whatever, and you know we've been out all day, look. Well, not all day, but we've been out for all time, and there's no ice packs or nothing.
They're frozen.
Solid.
It's very important to keep the bait like that, especially bait fishing.
Quality is, if I turned up to a mark and my sandals were splitting or defrosted, I'll just go home.
And the reason for that for the viewers?
Well, it's just, would you eat defrosted meat, or you want it frozen when you're going to cook it?
I think a lot of it, especially the sandal like that, is for casting as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it keeps it nice.
Blow it, wouldn't it? Straight away.
It does.
That's going to keep a natural bait, which is going to defrost in the water, isn't it?
Exactly. And when you're wrapping it up with a bit of elastic on it, it's not splitting or tearing. It's all nice and neat, and it's better to cast.
Yeah.
Just bait presentation again. It's just.
And you like to use the ammo blue.
I love ammo blue. I'm a really big fan of ammo.
Yeah, it's quality bait, isn't it?
It's quality. You get what you pay for it. I want to buy a packet of sandals and go to a mark, and I know over the years I've used them, every time I use them, they're going to be perfect.
When you're looking at them, they've got a distinct.
Yeah, I think they use like a I don't know what they use. They use some in.
When I went down there many years ago, they put something in. They won't tell you what it is, but to get an ammo sandal in the quality they do it, they do something to the ear, and you can tell by just looking at it the way they blast freeze them and what they do to them. Because I've seen the process. It's done within minutes. They're taken from the water, they're put into the holding tank, and then they're vacuum packed, and they've got split into different sizes, vacuum packed, and they're in the freezer within minutes. Right. And it's I think that's got a lot to do
and it shows.
It does, doesn't it?
They're just quality. I've bought over here cheaper eels, and I've kept them frozen, took them to the market, let them defrost a bit, and go to bait them up, and they've started just the belly splits. I'm like,
don't get
I'll just go home. Yeah, I can't be bothered. Because my confidence has just gone.
Might be alright for the channel and different things.
Yeah, if you're going hussing and stuff like that and wrapping a squid around it, it's ideal. But when I'm raying, they've got to be bang on. Yeah. Because you just lose confidence in it then. So.
And the fish you've had on those over the years, it's gone to show, isn't it?
Yeah, I've had a few good mackerel and stuff. Anyway, how I bait them is just. Obviously, if I'm using a live eel, I'll just nick it under the skin. I won't go in any body parts. But some boys go in like that. It makes no difference really. It's in the thing now. As long as it sits in line with the head. Yeah. I don't use a lot of elastic, I've got to admit, because the eel's still solid, and it's only to get it out there. Once it lays on the seabed, you don't need loads of elastic. It's just to hold it there and just loosely do that around the eel, up to the top, and then I'll just tie it off in a little knot. So really, it's like one strand of elastic. It's not wrapped up like a mummy. Snip the tail. If you don't really do that, it starts spinny ginny. Lads do it all different, and I just cut the beak off.
So you don't even cut?
Sometimes I don't know why, because the gills always bleed like hell. So sometimes I just trim. Out of boredom sometimes, if a fishing spot, I think, what can I do just to give it an edge or whatever, and I'll do that. And then I'll just think, I'll just give them a few little pricks. I'll do sometimes just. Because I'm fed up.
No reason at all, really.
Yeah. But
a bit of extra scent coming out of it.
Just a little bit more scent, and I'll just like I've just done there. Like
so you keep him right out of the eel.
I like my hooks proud. I don't like anything. Even if crab baits on smuts, even on because I use circles on the top, and they're not even in the bait. They're just sitting like you would you'd bait a boilie for a carp or something like that. Your hook
always stays on. That's the way you've just done that now. Yeah. If I hold that up to the camera. That is literally
just under the skin.
It's under the skin. Yeah. It's not gone into the eel at all. It's holding out, and to be honest, the bait is onto the shank of the hook.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's just held on with elastic.
And the same with hounding. You always do the same hounding?
Sometimes though, to me, though, if I was looking at that now, I think, well, there's not a lot of eel on that. They're not really big eels. We're struggling to get really large eels. Yeah. So maybe I'd think, right, sometimes I'll double up the sand
try and bulk the bait out a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, because
if that was an extra large, like that was a prime nice eel, what we used to having like last year, would you use that on its own?
Yeah, definitely. But because this is a little bit thin, and obviously I want to leave it out there for the maximum amount of time. The longer it's out there, the more chance I've got. If it's in here, I'm not going to catch.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's not a lot of meat on that. So I might put a bit of squid on it, or sometimes I'll fillet another sand eel and put another fillet, or
on the top of
just bulk it out a bit.
Do you find by doubling up the sand eels has effects on the fishing though? I've always found that single sand eels.
Yeah, it's just casting it. It's a bit more spinny in the air. Or sometimes, so when I can't get large eels, I'll use lance.
Do you?
Yeah, I'll have at home now. I'll buy a load of big lance.
Would you have the same effect on fishing?
I think if it's a big fish, it wants a big bait. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Do you always think bait? Because a wise man over in Wales once said to me, "Big baits, big fish."
That's the way I look at it.
It's the same.
Yeah. Unless it's like, well, for smooth hounds, even Scott will tell you, Scott was using like 6-0 BM, the Barry Bass 6-0s this year, and he was nailing the smuts. He didn't lose any. You know, they'd say to you, "Oh, use little baits, little works." Yeah. Look at that. You want your bait to be out there with a scent on it. You're in the channel.
The trouble is, they say little works with the smuts, but when you go to take a hook out, it's got an African sized mouth. You get tennis ball in it.
Easily. You know, you see some anglers and they'll buy like a $5 worth of king ray, and they'll go fishing and put one worm on, and then they wonder why they don't catch it. What's the point? No. Bulk your baits out, get it out there, let the scent, let them find it. And
especially those big fish.
Yeah. You know, if that's out on the seabed, it's a massive seabed. You've got a little sand right there. You need to get all the help you can get.
You do, yeah.
So, and then all I do then is like I'll turn it to a free.
What hook's that?
This here is a chinny.
Barry Bass.
Yeah, Barry Bass chinny reel. That's pretty much it.
And just for everybody else's sake, anybody watching it who don't understand, the reason you put a top hook to the bottom hook?
Well, sometimes, obviously, a fish can nip down there.
Yeah.
Sometimes a fish can might hit there.
And
so it's like
find that many times with rays, they do tend to pick
sometimes
up the
sometimes you'll bring your bait in on a ray and it'll be out there. Yeah. And a lot of other fish on bass I've had, and sometimes on a smut. Yeah. It'd be on the circle on the top, and your crab would be like this on
hanging
the bottom.
on the side.
So, you know, the way I look at it, if I've got 2 hooks, I've got double the chance.
Yeah.
If I've got 1 hook, I've got 1 chance.
It's funny how different we do. I know what I normally do is I normally make sure that exactly what you've got there. There's a hook on both sides of the bait. So if it does hit one side, it obviously.
I know a lot of talk guys when they go talking. That second hook could be down there. They don't have up the top. They'll have 2. They'll have down there. Yeah. It's just different anglers. You do different ways. It's just whatever suits you.
Yeah.
And
well, to be honest, what you've shown me is exactly the same as what
99.9
every anglers are doing it, and a lot of the guys were thinking, what am I doing wrong and not catching these fish in? What tip would you give them?
It doesn't matter what you've got on your hook. There's got to be a fish in.
Venues is a key. I would say.
It's just knowing the venue.
Yeah.
And have confidence in
and
your knowledge.
And the only way you're going to get that knowledge is to fish it and fish it and fish it.
Like throw some hours at it.
Yeah.
Put
many
hours in. Yeah, if you've got the hours.
Sessions.
You'll have loads of blanks, but then you'll let it once and you'll remember.
I've got a book of what I store details, and if I blank, I'll write it down. Like you've brought me to a venue today, I'll no doubt come back again, but if we don't catch today, I'll write down something. I always do it no matter where I go, but is that something you do?
I do read a book.
Or have you got it all there?
No, I have got a book I read before I go fishing. It's Mayfair. No, I don't. It's all in my head, isn't it?
You don't write any of it down?
I used to have tide books, and I could go back from the tide books, and I used to put the jog down a little, that tide, full moon, southwesterly, it's
phases,
rubbish,
moon phases
I'm a big believer, and
that has a lot of effect on the fishing.
It does,
well,
moon phases I think does.
Big time, especially for ray fishing.
We
won't go into none of that, no, but that is.
Yeah, it does, it plays a big part in my fishing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, one of the other things is we went through, when we first got down, we went for a little swim, and when he went for a little swim, I actually thought he was going to come out with some special bait or something.
Like a puffin.
little like some mussels or something to add it off, but he come back up and he said, right, it's on the fish, whacked the rod right out there, chilled off. It was a long way down, mate, wasn't it? It was, There's someone at the top there waving down at the minute. But
it's always a little bit quieter than the rest, and it's just nice to get away from the crowd sometimes. That's all.
It's honest, it's a lot further away from where I fished for rays before. It's like we're a lot nearer to like Plymouth and Cornwall, aren't we?
Well, yeah,
it's a good little venue.
Yeah, it's alright. So
we'll keep it quiet.
We'll keep it a little bit quieter.
Well then, guys, we'll get this one out now. But with the other thing is, we'll go through in a minute. Is hopefully we'll catch a fish. That'll be the main thing now, won't it?
Well, that's the driving force.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And the other one we will do is the mini twist. Well, as always, it's a time game. Been down here now a little while.
You always.
Coming up to the best time now.
Well, hopefully.
You're open. Everything looking good. Seas, nice conditions, would you say?
Perfect. Just needs a fish.
As always, it's a time game. It's not guaranteed. I doubt it.
Big fish are never on cue, are they?
No. Well, how many sessions would you say? On an estimate for a big one.
Well, you can come down and fluke one any time, but
you could put 10 trips.
Yeah, you could fish. I know lads that have been fishing it for years and never seen a long ray, so that goes to show. But then lads come down and you get one the first time. That's the name of the game, isn't it?
It's certainly the name of the game. But it's starting to darken over now. There's no wind. It's a really nice night for it, really, isn't it? See if we can get one out.
Beats watching telly.
Does beat watching telly. Yeah, definitely. But see how the evening goes. Right in the roughness of New York.
Fish. It might not be the one.
Got to be in it.
Wait there. Hold your hand. I'll get it, mate. Fill it then. Sure. Pull us. Pull us hand.
Get on.
Oh, you're not filming that. Oh. It's nice.
Where are you landing him to?
Well, we might have to walk around if it's a piece of wood.
Well, Mr. Rob Yorke, and he's done it. It's what it's about, boys and girls.
Feels like an eel.
And it feels like an eel, but too big. That one open.
It's come out on the rough, and I saw that. Well, I'm weird out and did fucking through my trains. It's a bit of weight there. Yes, it is a weight then.
That looked like rain to me. Still there?
Yeah. Quite surprised they didn't take me off. Ray would have been up on the surface.
Don't know. Got a good one.
It's a ray.
That's a ray.
That's a ray.
That's a big ray.
Oh, it's come off. Go on. Go on. I told you. Go on, Anne.
Mate, that was big.
I seen that.
Mate, that was big. That fucking white like that.
Oh, joking.
Oh, you being serious?
No, but true.
Oh, mate, that was huge.
Yeah.
That was a ray, mate.
Felt funny though. Felt it wrong.
Oh, mate, you had that upside down. Well, we've been here a little while now, and just as we're thinking about making our way back up the long old cliff face, Rob's rod, slight tap going down, a little bit of line taken, went over, it started to speed up, on it, headlights out, I'd say probably about 80 yards out, it started coming up. Unfortunately, it come up upside down, and all you can see is a big white slab, and it come off. But all of us have got back in the spirit, getting the baits out there. It's pitch black where we are at the moment, and I've got a feeling, hopefully, we might see some action. Be nice. Yeah?
Get on, Mr. Yorke!
I had him. It's got to be handling. Ethan's handling. Hey? I'm right in with the chinny. Down on the mark with Mr. Yorke, and sand doing squid bait produced this 9/8 bullus. We'll get a quick photo and get him returned to fight another day. But good little scrap, took right off on the tide. The tide's starting to pick up now, and we're starting it into a few fish. Unfortunately, a few eels, but we've got to be in it to win it. So it's just a case of fishing it through and just battling out and see if we can get a nice blonde small leader was spotted. But as you can see, nice fish, just under specimen weight, and unfortunately, never mind, getting back now.